about because ordinary people do extraordinary things.
And an historic night for Barack Obama. In just a few hours, he will officially accept the Democratic Party's nomination, becoming the first African-American to lead a major party's ticket for President of the United States. He will make his speech in front of 75,000 people at Denver's Invesco Stadium on the 45th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Here's a quick look at the forecast. Look for a gradual increase in clouds tonight and tomorrow, but otherwise no problems. Lows tonight 57 to 63, highs tomorrow in the low to mid 70s. It'll be partly cloudy on Saturday, a chance of a few afternoon showers and maybe a thunderstorm. That's the very latest. I'm Ted David. Let's kick it over to Lee Tyrell in the studio for Long Island Talks.
All right, Ted, thank you. One person in Nassau County has died from West Nile virus, and health officials believe another person most probably died from the virus. Are you worried now about contracting West Nile, and what can we do to stop the spread? 516-393-1800 is the number. Long Island Talk starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Long Island Talks, the show that lets you weigh in on the big stories of the day. I'm Lee Tyrell. West Nile is back, and as News 12 Long Island reported Wednesday, the health department announced that one person has died in Nassau County from the virus, and it appears a second person may have died from it as well. News 12 Long Island's Jill Wagner tells us what action the county is now taking.
The man who died from West Nile lived right here on this block in Carl Place, so the health department says they'll come out and check the area for any mosquito pools. As for neighbors, they say they are on edge. It's a story you saw first on 12.
I'm afraid these mosquitoes are going to jump out at me. It's so silly. But it's a concern. It's a real concern.
There was a time when mosquito bites were just itchy and a little irritating, but now those bites can be deadly. This is 75-year-old George Cody of Carl Place. He died this week in Nassau's first confirmed case of West Nile virus this year. His wife is devastated.
I can't even tell you. My heart is so broken over a mosquito. It's just not fair.
But Cody is just one of a half dozen suspected or confirmed cases of West Nile virus in Nassau this season, spread throughout the county. That compares to 2 cases in all of last year.
West Nile virus is a concern. It's an obvious public health concern.
Brian Matthews is the West Nile expert at the Nassau Health Department. He says they have 42 mosquito traps like this one throughout the county to test mosquitoes for West Nile. And he says they work with the Department of Public Works to spray larvicide to kill mosquitoes before they're hatched. But as for an all-out spray to kill adult mosquitoes, the health department says it's not necessary.
What we've seen so far in our surveillance data is that the populations aren't excessive.
But folks like Peggy Mallon, a longtime friend of Cody and a Carl Place resident, want to see more done to protect her and her kids. She says it's time for an all-out air assault.
I understand the naturalists. I understand all the people that, you know, are for the trees and everything, but this is humans and they're dying. You know, it's terrible. It's horrible.
The health department is advising everyone to wear long sleeves and long pants, especially at dusk, and also have some bug spray on hand. They say they aren't ruling out a big spray of the area, but they say it is a last resort and we don't need it just yet. In Carl Place, Jill Wagner, News 12 Long Island.
All right, Jill, thank you. Now, 516-393-1800 is the number. If you've got some questions or concerns, stories you want to share, litalks@news12.com is our email address. Joining me tonight in the studio is Brian Matthews, who is the Director of Environmental Investigation and West Nile Virus Coordinator for the Nassau County Department of Health. And joining us on the phone is Dr. Carol Singer, the Chief of Infectious Disease at Long Island Jewish Medical Center. Dr. Singer, welcome. And Brian, good to have you in the studio. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at this season now. Your job is to set up the traps, find out where the mosquitoes are, and then determine whether they do indeed have West Nile virus. How is this season shaping up so far as compared to other seasons?
Well, the surveillance network we have, 42 sites throughout the county, is designed for 2 reasons. One, to determine not only total population counts, but also to determine where there's virus activity.
Right.
The seasons vary from year to year with respect to both, with respect to levels of virus activity and populations. The populations we're seeing this year are not excessive, and they compare With the last few years, however, we are seeing an increase in the level of virus activity.
All right, so we're not seeing an excessive number of mosquitoes, but you're finding more of the mosquitoes you're trapping with the West Nile virus.